I'm just going to say it. AI is the worst way to come up with content ideas for your YouTube channel if you actually want to grow your YouTube channel. Now, I'm not saying that it doesn't come up with some, pretty good ideas, but if your goal is to create consistent content that grows your audience consistently and generates consistent revenue, you have to create content that capitalizes on YouTube's algorithm so that as your audience grows, your revenue flows, and using AI to come up with the ideas for that is kind of like kindergarten level. So in this episode, I'm going to share how to come up with an endless supply of video content ideas that will actually grow your channel. And this is episode number 19 of Video Brand Infusion. My name is Meredith. I'm here to help you infuse the best video marketing strategies into your business so that you can generate revenue consistently. And I get the fascination with AI. I love using AI, actually. I'm always using new tools. Lately, I've been diving into it is good-ish. It's almost good for coming up with video topic ideas because it's easy. And it's easy and fun to use somebody else's or something else's brain power to come up with those ideas, right? Here's what I keep seeing though. The more I use AI for anything to do with ideas like video titles, hooks, scripts, YouTube descriptions, I find that it's one of those things that you already have to know what a good output would look like versus a bad output in order for any AI tool to be effective for you. Like if you don't already know what a good title looks like or what a good YouTube description would sound like or look like, then the AI is not going to help you because it could give you something not that great and you wouldn't know it. And the problem isn't really so much that the AI could give you ideas that just like simply aren't good. The real problem is that the video content ideas aren't coming from a proven strategy, which means down the road, these topics could ultimately hurt the growth of your channel. I don't know where ChatGPT comes up with its strategies. ChatGPT is not a YouTube strategist or a YouTube creator. I know what strategies have worked for me and my clients and my students inside Video Brand Academy. So I know how to create the ideas that work with the strategies that work on YouTube. I don't know where ChatGPT comes up with that stuff. I don't want you to mishear what I'm saying. I actually really like AI. I'm not anti-AI. I love it for many things, but the growth of your YouTube channel and your business is far too important to simply drop a prompt into ChatGPT and rely on that for good results in the long term. So now that we have the worst way using AI to come up with your video content ideas, let me give you the good, better, and best way to come up with video ideas that will actually grow your channel. And then I'll tell you how to make those ideas endless. A good way to come up with video topic ideas is good old-fashioned keyword research. I like to use vidIQ for this because you put in an idea, a seed keyword, and it gives you a whole list of other related keywords. And then you can look at that list and decide what you think makes a good topic based on what you know about your niche and also what vidIQ is telling you as far as search volume and competition. Now, keyword research is really just looking at data, right? So if a good way to come up with video topic ideas is to do keyword research, which looks at outside data, a better way to come up with ideas is to look at the data that's actually inside of your channel. This will give you ideas for your future video content ideas that actually grow your channel because that's how the algorithm works. And I talked about this quite a bit in episode number 17, which is all about YouTube growth hacks that aren't really hacks, they're legitimate strategies for channels that are under 1,000 subscribers. So there's more detail in there in episode 17 on this, on how the algorithm works and how to make it work for you. But if you take a look at your existing channel analytics, you can see which videos are right now, today, this week, this month, actually getting action, getting views, getting comments, getting likes. You can see what videos are currently bringing viewers to your channel right now. So those are the topics, or topics related to those topics are where you are better off spending your energy as far as coming up with video ideas. If you want to nerd out like I do and go even more advanced than that, you can look at your advanced analytics in your YouTube studio. You can find out which topics are bringing the most new subscribers, which topics are bringing the most comments or likes. You could go into your email provider, or however you are bringing in email subscribers and generating leads, and probably figure out which topics or which videos are actually driving lead generation. And that will give you some really great clues as to what your next video topics should be about. And when you use this method of using your own data combined with this next way that I'm going to share with you, not only will your channel grow because the algorithm is doing its thing, but you'll also be generating leads and sales with your content. So let's talk about the best way to find video content ideas. And I hope this actually sounds really simple to you. The best way is straight directly out of the mouths of your clients, your customers, your students, or your audience. What are the problems that they're coming to you with? What are the mistakes that you see them making? What are the questions that they're asking repeatedly? Don't just use your imagination to think like, what are people struggling with? What are the problems that people have? Use what you already have that you want more of. You want more clients, you want more students, you want more audience. Use what they are telling you to come up with content ideas for your channel. So if you have clients or students that you get on a Zoom call with regularly, like a one-on-one call or a group call, record those calls with their permission, of course, and then you have a transcript of the entire conversation, every question that was asked, every topic that was brought up, everything that someone said, oh, I'm struggling with X, Y, and Z. And this is actually where AI can become extremely useful, because if you use a tool like Otter.ai, which records a conversation, records your Zoom calls, you can then use Otter's chatbot function to ask it questions about that transcript, like what questions were asked, what problems were brought up and addressed on this call. You know, a lot of times I'm on a call with a one-on-one client and they have specific questions. Great. I'm not going to write every single thing down because honestly, we're having a conversation. So they may touch on something and then touch on something else and then touch on something else, and we never deep dive into it. We're just like tackling one thing at a time, right? But some of the things that they bring up as problems or questions or roadblocks or like, oh, I got to figure out this thing or that thing, I don't have to write all that stuff down and remember, oh, that would make a good video topic, because it's all right there in the transcript. I've been playing around with Perplexity recently. With the help of Perplexity, I came up with a prompt I'm going to give you right now that you can use in anything. You could put it in ChatGPT or Claude or Perplexity or whatever the AI of choice is of the day. So the prompt is just analyze the following Zoom call transcript and extract questions asked by the client, especially those not fully addressed, questions asked by the client that were addressed, including an outline of the discussion, problems or challenges mentioned by the client, unique ideas or strategies that were discussed, common pain points related to video creation or YouTube marketing, topics that could benefit a wider audience beyond this specific client. And then I say, please provide a simple bulleted list of these extracted elements without any additional commentary or suggestions for video creation. Sometimes you have to keep the chat bots in check and say, no, I don't want you to come up with the video ideas. I just want you to tell me what all was covered in this conversation, so I can come up with the video ideas. Now, does that mean I'm going to take this whole thing and make a video about the call that I had? No, but often there's a question or a roadblock or a struggle or even just a statement of frustration that a client says that turns out to actually be a very good video topic. And I'll give you a good example of this. Years ago, I was in a group call inside of my membership, which is now called Video Brand Academy. And one of the questions that came up was, I just don't have time to make videos. Like, how do I make videos when I don't have time? And everyone in the chat was in agreement with that frustration of like, yeah, how do you make videos when you don't have time? And I wrote it down because I thought, that's a good YouTube video title for me. How to make videos when you don't have time to make videos. Like, everyone can relate to that, right? And even though I didn't in that moment have a clear answer, I did have some thoughts and ideas and insight and things that I have done when I don't have time to make videos. So I made that one of my next video topic ideas. And the person who made that statement on that group call was then in my YouTube comments of that video saying, wow, this is really helpful. It's like you read my mind. And he was being serious. It didn't occur to him that he was the one that actually came up with that video topic idea. Now, I'll be honest with you, this topic that you're watching right now, I don't think I've heard anybody say, oh, I'm having trouble coming up with more video topic ideas. Usually coming up with ideas isn't the problem. But for some people, if you're just starting out or you're not 100% clear on your niche, you may have a couple of ideas and then not really know, okay, well, what are we going to do beyond that? Well, I think one of the biggest mistakes that you could make after you've collected all of these ideas from your keyword research and your analytics and looking at your conversation transcripts to figure out what people are struggling with and what's working now on your channel, I think one of the biggest mistakes that you could do is say, okay, I'm just going to create a video for each and every single one of these topics. That doesn't give you an endless supply. Like, eventually you will run out, and there's a better way to capitalize on the algorithm. So to make your ideas nearly endless and capitalize on YouTube's powerful algorithm, it's really as simple as creating multiple videos around the same topics. I know it sounds so simple. It might even sound crazy to you. I sometimes run into this. I get this pushback from people that are like, yeah, I already have a video on that topic. Yeah, and the algorithm is bringing people to your channel from that video because of that topic. Give the people what they want so that the algorithm can find even more people, new people to bring to your channel so that you have more views, more watch time, more subscribers, more leads, more revenue. It's literally how the algorithm works. Now, I explain how to do this using the 3x4 method in a video that I'm going to link to down below. It's really just a matter of taking a single topic and breaking it out into multiple videos. If it's a basic how-to video like 5 ways to do X, Y, and Z, 5 things to avoid when doing X, Y, and Z. Same topic, you're around the same topic, but you're talking about different things around that topic. That's 2 different videos. There's a whole bunch more examples inside of that 3x4 method video. It'll give you an idea of how you can take one topic and speak on that topic in multiple different ways. And this is really just for idea generation. You don't have to publish every one of these videos one right after the other. You could. That's actually a really great lead generation strategy that I'm going to talk about in the next episode. And personally, If your brain works anything like my brain does, I think it's way easier to plan and record and edit videos that fall within the same sort of topic as a batch, for example, right? So I have a list of like a dozen or more Descript tutorials on my to-do list. And I'm not necessarily going to publish like all these Descript tutorials one right after the other, although I might. We'll see what happens. But planning them all together in one sitting is so much more efficient for my brain than saying, okay, I'm going to plan a Descript video, and then I'm going to plan a podcast episode, and then I'm going to plan like something to do with the camera. I would rather plan out 5 or 10 videos relating to the camera, 5 or 10 videos relating to Descript, 5 or 10 of my episodes at once. So like I'm only using one part of my brain. So you can take the 3x4 method and repeat this process for every single one of the topics on your list, from using the good, better, and best ways to come up with your endless supply of video ideas. And again, I'll link to that video explaining the 3x4 method in the show notes or the description below. But there's one more component to take into consideration with this, and that's what are the topics that you can create that tie in your lead magnet or your course, your program, your digital product. And so if that's the case, then you're already one step ahead of building a set it and forget it YouTube funnel that will generate sales with the content that you create. It's really the simplest way to generate revenue with the content you create on YouTube and with any kind of an online offer. So in episode number 1 of this podcast, I broke down exactly what my YouTube funnel system looks like, how it works for me, how you can implement it on your own channel with your own offers so that you can not only build your audience, but also generate revenue with the content you create with your own products, generating leads and generating revenue on your channel. But there's one more component to take into consideration with this, and that's what are the topics that you can create that tie in your lead magnet or your course, your program, your digital product. And those ideas all tie in together with what your clients and students and audience are telling you. And so if that's the case, then you're already one step ahead of building a set it and forget it YouTube funnel that will generate sales with the content that you create. It's the simplest way to generate revenue with your YouTube content without having to run ads, or it's really the simplest way to generate revenue with the content you create on YouTube and with any kind of an online offer. So in episode number 1 of this podcast, I broke down exactly what my YouTube funnel system looks like, how it works for me, how you can implement it on your own channel with your own offers so that you can not only build your audience, but also generate revenue with the content you create with your own products.